On today's show, we explain the mystery of Tesla's sky-high stock price. Mazda and Toyota will build a brand new assembly plant for President Trump, and Jack Roush gives us the backstory on building Waymo's bubble car. All that and more coming right up on Autoline Daily. This is Autoline Daily, the show for enthusiasts of the automotive industry. Well, we've got another emissions problem in the auto industry, but this time it doesn't involve diesel engines. Last week, the Austin, Texas Police Department announced it's pulling nearly 400 Explorer police Interceptors from its fleet because exhaust fumes are making officers sick. And now CBS News is reporting that departments in Montgomery County, Maryland and Auburn, Massachusetts are experiencing the same issue. The police say it's a manufacturing defect and are blaming the problem on cracks in exhaust manifolds. Ford is currently investigating the issue, but says cracked manifolds aren't the cause. The company revealed it discovered holes in unsealed spaces in the back of some vehicles that had police equipment installed after leaving the factory. Ford says it will cover the cost to repair the vehicles for any department that is concerned over the issue. Mazda is a small company that may not be able to survive on its own. Toyota is a giant. 2 years ago, the two signed an agreement to work together. We believe it was arranged by the Japanese government, which told Toyota something like, "You must help out your younger brother." And now that's starting to happen. Toyota and Mazda will build a $1.6 billion assembly plant in the U.S. to build 300,000 vehicles a year. It should be up and running by 2021, with Mazda building crossovers and Toyota making Corollas. They will also jointly develop technology for electric and connected cars and advanced safety. And no doubt it was President Trump's threats that convinced them to build in the United States instead of in Mexico. Still to come, how Tesla's stock price is defying the odds.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems, advanced materials that deliver better results. And by Lear, a global leader in automotive seating and electrical systems.
Hyundai just announced the price for the new Elantra GT, or i30 for those of you outside of North America. It starts just over 20 grand, including destination charges. The sport model with a 1.6-liter Turbo 4 and a manual transmission comes in at about $24,000. That's a pretty good price for a pretty good-looking car. And also a quick update on Tesla's upcoming compact SUV, the Model Y. Elon Musk has reversed course and now says the Y will be based on the Model 3. Earlier, he said it would be based on an entirely new platform. Look for it in 2019. And speaking of Tesla, yesterday we reported on its earnings, pointing out that the company is bleeding red ink and burning through cash. And on that dismal news, Tesla stock took a nice bounce up, closing at $347 a share. Most people are mystified why the stock seems to defy gravity, even in the face of mounting losses. Well, here's our Autoline insight. Venture capital investors in Silicon Valley tell Autoline that people are looking at the wrong metrics. Don't look at the bottom line. The VC people tell us, look at the top line. And don't look at net profits. Look at gross profits instead. And on both those counts, Tesla posted over 100% improvements. That's the kind of growth that Amazon, Apple, and Google posted in their early days. Meanwhile, all the traditional automakers are posting anemic single-digit growth. So if you want to know where Tesla is headed in the future, just keep an eye on the top line. Ford makes the best-selling pickup in the Asia-Pacific regions too, and it isn't the F-150, it's the Ranger. Ford sold about 63,000 of them in the first half of 2017, up 21% from last year. Australia alone accounts for 21,000 of them. The biggest jump in sales, though, happened in Thailand, where Ford saw a 51% jump in sales. It's the same story in New Zealand, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Vietnam. And according to Ford Australia CEO Grant Wickman, demand for the Ranger continues to rise. Coming up next, Jack Roush talks about his company's involvement in creating Waymo's autonomous bubble car.
Bridgestone's revolutionary drive car tires are engineered to take a puncture and drive up to 50 miles on a flat.
I feel unstoppable, like a superhero.
With a sidekick.
Yeah, you're my sidekick, right, bud?
No.
Okay.
Say, do you remember Waymo's quirky little autonomous car it came out with a couple of years ago? But did you know it wasn't developed in Silicon Valley, but rather it was created in the Motor City by Roush Industries? That's the company owned by automotive legend Jack Roush, and John sat down with him for a special one-on-one interview on a recent Autoline this week, and Jack talked about his company's involvement with that car.
Well, it was called EVA. I'm going to say that one day, the way I became aware of it, we were in a staff meeting and somebody mentioned what the progress of EVA was. And my ears perked. I said, "What's EVA?" They said, "Well, we hadn't told you about that because you shouldn't know." He says, we're making autonomous cars for Google. He says, we're going to make about 100 of them. And I think the day after that or the week after that, Google they released it to the press that we were doing the cars for them, and then I was clear, I could know. But we made 150 of the initial order of egg cars that run around with, you know, there's an interesting story. They've got a park in somewhere near the Silicon Valley that runs these cars through a neighborhood. And they got a man that jumps out and tries to trick the sensors, but they couldn't get a dog to do it. They had to get a mechanical dog.
As always, you'll be able to find that entire interview with Jack Roush on our website, Autoline.tv, or on our YouTube channel. That wraps up today's show. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll see you right back here again on Monday.
Wards is the industry leader for news, data, and analysis. That's why companies across the globe subscribe to our premium service, maybe even your own. Log in for subscriber access now. Check your company's intranet for details, and rely on wardsauto.com to keep you informed.